Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. Today I want to talk about this question. Will minimalism make you happy? Or even can minimalism make you happy? And for starting off, I want to answer the question with no. Minimalism as decluttering your things, as following a certain aesthetic or changing your lifestyle a bit is not the thing that will make you happy. So I think minimalism cannot make you happy like that. For most people, minimalism starts off by decluttering your physical possessions. Then maybe you move on to digital things. Maybe you also move on to time management, your money, your relationships, and maybe you even go as far as thinking about your mindset, decluttering habits, trying to achieve a different kind of thoughts, a different kind of vision you want to live your life in. That is really advanced minimalism. But let's start with the first part of decluttering your physical possessions. We try to declutter our things out of various reasons, and usually decluttering really helps. Usually decluttering makes us feel relieved, it makes us feel like we accomplished something, and it makes us feel like we're moving towards what we want to achieve, a less cluttered life, a clearer vision of what we want our surroundings to look like and our possessions to be. And so that first step can have a few good impacts on your life, and it is definitely something I do suggest you try out for yourself. I think decluttering can be amazing and it can lead to so many good things, and if you do it responsibly, it's also a sustainable process that will help you to live a life that is more sustainable as well. But then moving on, decluttering more and more, decluttering everything out of your life that is a distraction, that does not add value, you will end up with yourself. And if you had problems before, if they were not just too much clutter, then that is the time where I think you have to focus on these problems. That is definitely what has happened to me. I never had major problems, but definitely a few questions I had for myself to find answers to. I think minimalism is an amazing tool. Some would call it a tool, some can call it a filter, some would call it a lifestyle or even a philosophy to live by, and I think it can be so helpful. I don't know where I would be without minimalism, but I'm thankful I discovered this movement and this lifestyle, and I've adapted a lot of the minimalist theories and ideas and rules to my life to make sure that I do not have things in my life that do not add value, that I just have the things that make my life better. I think minimalism is great at making processes easier, at making my life easier, at just removing things that do not serve me, and also removing things that are just unnecessary and hold me back from actually doing what I want. It is such a great tool to just get rid of all the excess. But when you end up with what actually is important, it happens to a lot of people, and it has definitely happened to me, that you first have to answer these questions for yourself. Because even though I decluttered everything and thought I would be left with everything that's great, I first had to figure out what is good in my life. I had to first figure out what my values are, what kind of lifestyle I want to live beyond minimalism, because living minimalism as a lifestyle is kind of decluttering, not accumulating clutter, but that itself, I think it's not enough. I don't know any person that would be happy with just defining themselves as a minimalist, and decluttering and not accumulating clutter would be all they want from life. Now, of course, there are different definitions of minimalism, so you can define it in many different ways, but I think what it always comes down to is still that you have to define a few core values, a few things that will be the things that actually make you happy, that will be the things that make a difference. And if you have figured out these things, then stuff doesn't matter that much anymore. Then you actually know what to declutter and what for. Then you actually know what is excess and what not. And that will make the whole minimalism thing easier and sometimes even not necessary anymore. Because if you look at my everyday life, I do not focus on minimalism at all. I just have my things, and I'm very conscious when it comes to bringing new things into my life. And I'm also trying to, of course, still practice minimalism when it comes to mindsets and sometimes digital declutter and things like that. But the most part of my time is not dealing with clutter or decluttering or minimizing or defining minimalism for myself. But the most part of my day is really spent with my family, with trying to build this business, with trying to do things that will make a difference for me, but that are not minimalism itself. And also minimalism is really, really good at helping you free up space and energy. I think that is really what minimalism comes down to for many people, is it helps you have more resources for what is important to you. And most of the time that is not minimalism, because minimalism is the tool that helps you achieve that. So minimalism helps me free up more time. Because I just don't have to spend that time cleaning, maintaining, shopping, decluttering. And it also helps me free up more energy, because I don't have to focus on clutter. I don't have to ask myself, do I need that? Do I not need that? Do I have to deal with that? Is there something I'm missing? Should I do something else? Because I've made it very clear for myself what I need in my life and what not. And now that I have thought so much about that and put a lot of systems and practices in place that my life works and runs like that, it frees up time, it frees up energy, it also frees up other resources like money, like just ideas, creativity. So now I have more resources to invest in the things that are really important to me, instead of having to distribute my energy and my resources to so many things that I have to do, people tell me I should do, I think I need to do, things that I need to do because I made a bad decision in the past and accumulated clutter and things I need to maintain. And having that much freedom and free resources makes it also easier to change that. It makes it easier to really think about what I want to do. It makes it easier to move forward with the things that I think are important. And so to maybe answer the question again, if minimalism will make you happy or can make you happy, in this sense that I just talked about it in this video, yes, it can. So minimalism itself will not make you happy. Minimalism itself, as decluttering and getting rid of things that don't serve you and just freeing up space, will leave you with the question of what you actually want to do. If you have answered that question before minimalism, then maybe minimalism is a straight road to happiness. But if you haven't figured that out entirely, and I think that is the case for most of us, minimalism can only make you happy or can only contribute a great part to your happiness if you actually have the time and take the time, maybe because of minimalism, to figure out what it is that you want to do with your life, what it is that makes you excited, that you are passionate about, what it is that you want to invest your resources in. I will also link you a video up here where I talk about my values, because that's something I'm mentioning a lot in this video, and I made a video especially so you can understand it. So if you haven't seen it already, I'll link you up here for you so you can check it out and see what my values are. That said, it's something highly personal and everybody has to find their own values and their own rules or guiding principles on how they want to live their life. In my experience, minimalism has done a great part of making me a happier person. But I also have to say there have many things happened in the past 5 years. I moved from Switzerland to Germany. I did my studies in social work and graduated. I have now a better apartment than I had before, and so many things changed. So it's maybe hard to say minimalism is the reason. And as I just said in this video, I really don't think that minimalism is the thing that makes or breaks it. And I think the thing that actually brings you happiness is finding resources and time to actually focus on yourself, get to know yourself better and get answers to your questions and figure out what actually makes you happy, what makes you excited and things like that. So I think minimalism helped freeing up some time and energy to do that. But in the end, it's a process, and I am not there. I don't feel like I have totally figured out what makes me happy and what I want to do in this life, but I am definitely a few steps closer to answers as I was a few years ago when I hadn't my life like decluttered and in order like I have it now. But with that all said, I think it's always a journey. It's never like a straight path to a certain result. Detours are sometimes even more beautiful and bring better answers than you have thought. So I think for a lot of these things, we just have to go with the flow. We have to find like what we feel is best for us in the moment. And I can encourage you to try minimalism out if you haven't already. And if you practice some kind of minimalism, let me know in the comments what you think minimalism has helped you with. And if you think that minimalism made you a happier person, made you a better person, or what you ask from minimalism, what you want minimalism to do for you. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to see more videos, I link you a video and a playlist. And so if you want to watch these, go ahead. And I hope to see you next time. Bye!